Today's mission is to turn this little nook into the Pinterest-inspired dinette of my dreams. This is actually one of the things with this house I was most excited for, and I cannot wait to tackle this project. Josh is helping me frame out the bench. I've got it taped out on the floor, and he is going to help me bring it to life because a girl is not good with a power tool. And while he works on that, I am on painting duty. I have to paint in chunks because I really hate painting, to be honest. But it's been long enough that I think I might have forgotten how much I hate painting. So I'm gonna get started on painting the trim blue. We're gonna finish off the bottom of the bench with the same beadboard as in other parts of the kitchen. So I think it's all really gonna tie together so beautifully. But we've got a lot to tackle today, so we're just gonna get after it. Was it my finest idea to paint the walls before the trim? No. Funny story about the trash can. Well, it might be funny to you guys, but Bear figured out how to open our other trash can and had a really fun time eating everything out of the garbage, which resulted in a very expensive emergency vet visit. So we have since invested in a bear-proof trash can, and it's actually really cute, but was not a part of the original budget for the kitchen. You'll also have to excuse the mountain of laundry on top of the dryer. It's all clean. I just have no motivation to fold it. Actually, speaking of the laundry room, I did order some stamps because I want to try the little DIY wallpaper with paint. I want the dining room and the laundry room to kind of tie together a little bit. So I'm thinking to do this little stamp in the blue paint for like the wallpaper with the blue trim, and then I'll paint the thrifted shelf that I showed you guys. I'm trying to decide blue or yellow, so if you have an opinion, please let me know below. As much as I am a budget girly, frog tape is worth the extra expense because otherwise I feel like the tape isn't even worth putting down because the lines look like sheet. So because I was dumb and painted the walls first, we will be taping everything off. Prep work is the absolute worst part of painting, and I will die on this hill. I do also want to replace our floors at some point. I do think they're really pretty, but they show dirt like crazy, and we have 3 dogs and we live on a farm, so it do be dirty, but that is definitely way later down the line budget wise, so I want to protect the floors as much as I can. Will I likely still get blue paint on the floor? Probably. I keep trying to remind myself that everything that we're doing is making this house so much better, and it by no means needs to be perfect. I'm sweating already. Getting the tape to actually lay down straight is freaking impossible. It's so hard to tell where the wall ends and where I just got yellow paint on the trim. Are you grumbly, Paxton? You don't like it? He said we're supposed to cuddle on Sunday. What the heck are you guys doing? And why are you guys working? What would we do without project manager Paxton?
Hey, it works.
What a stud. I learned today that these triangle things are called squares. Real dumb if you ask me. Guys, it works. It works. Woo, woo, woo. And the trim looks so good. I'm dead. I cannot. I feel like we reached a stopping point for today. I got both the door frames done, so that's the hard part. And the bench is officially framed, but I do have a little mini thrift haul. The little blue china plates for above the dinette and the chairs for the dining room table continue to evade me, but I love a challenge. I feel like since we've moved here, I've actually had to really hunt for things, and I'm kind of loving it because I feel like I had it a little bit too easy, you know? I don't know if this is going to go in the kitchen or not, but I definitely think it could. It's got the yellow trim and the darker blue, and you can see the chicken coop from the dinette. So the chicken pillow could absolutely be the move. But this was $3.99, and there was literally no way in hell this was not coming home with me. And I feel like I just got really lucky with these two finds. This is the exact color palette we're going for, and I love the lemons. The kitchen's very much inspired by the butter rug, but I think like switching up, bringing in some more fruits and veggies, you know? The serving tray was $1.99. It's plastic, which we love because I do be breaking things. And this one is this plastic? It feels more sturdy, slightly more breakable, not really sure. But this one was $3.99. It says it's a pasta bowl. I don't know that I would have thought to put pasta in here. I actually think this could be so cute to put on the counter and actually put lemons in and leave them out on the kitchen counter because it matches. That'll be so cute, right? So I'm definitely thinking this will be the perfect spot to display some lemons, but this was $3.99. So those were two really good finds for the kitchen. Everything's starting to come together. The blue trim made a way bigger difference than I was expecting. And now that the bench is framed out this week, I can work on the sewing while I'm waiting for the fluff to come in. I'm going to do a custom cushion, like exactly to the size. And I ordered 10 pounds of fluff stuff. I ordered 10 pounds of fluff stuff. It said like 5 pounds was good for like a 47 by 47 dog bed. So hopefully that's enough, but I can always order more. I was trying to stay away from the craft store foam because that crap is like so expensive. It should be illegal. Like, why is it so expensive? Because my other thought was to like find old cushions or like an old couch at the thrift store and take the stuffing out of that. Because I'm just really not willing to invest $150 to make a custom 1-inch cushion. Ridiculous. But that felt like such a productive little Sunday, and Josh and I are just going to spend our evening standing in the kitchen staring at our work, as one does when you finish a project. Not that this project is finished by any means, but finished for today. Quick little bench update. Josh is working on getting this finished for me today while I'm working my day job so that I can finish up the painting of the bench and the rest of the trim either later today or potentially this weekend. TBD, honestly. I always shoot for the moon and land somewhere in the middle. But I kind of need a little dopamine hit, so I'm going to pull up this frog tape because there's literally nothing more satisfying. I already feel better. Oh, such a clean line. Yep, this is exactly what I needed. I feel like we're finally starting to get to the point in this project that everything's really starting to come together. I could absolutely die. I have been envisioning this breakfast nook since the very first time I looked at this house. It was just screaming to be turned into this. Josh is the absolute best and ran to the thrift store. I have been looking for dining room chairs for so long, it's not even funny. But the thrift store here that's my favorite has some funky hours, so I don't get there very often. So he ran to town this week and was so kind to pop in and found the perfect dining room chairs for $20 each. A little bit more expensive than I would typically spend, but as long as I've been searching, take my money. They're absolutely perfect. I'm really excited that I was able to get two that matched. I definitely think we could have also pulled off like a mismatch kind of vibe. When I first saw them, I was considering painting them blue to kind of match everything. But now that I'm looking around, we've got the pops of green from the Monstera plant and some other florals, and the thrifted chicken pillow that I'm adding to the space also has some green. And I feel like it kind of just makes it feel more cozy and lived in and a little bit less like overly perfect, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna leave them for now and see what I think. But for now, like, I'm absolutely dying and I can't wait to see this finished. I've got my yellow fabric here. This is actually a duvet cover that I got at Goodwill for $10. So I have literally a ton of fabric to work with, but the goal is to create a custom cushion for the bench. I have a feeling it will drive me absolutely bonkers if the cushions are like smaller individual ones and they're sliding around a ton. So I'm gonna try and just do one perfectly cut custom cushion. I ordered some fluff on Amazon to stuff it with. So it's time to break out the sewing machine. One side of the fabric is white with pops of yellow. The other is really bright yellow. I think I'm gonna go with the white with pops of yellow. And I'm also thinking I might try and sew some little curtains for the top of the windows. I don't wanna block all this gorgeous natural light, even though I'm being absolutely blinded right now. It's so stunning in here in the mornings, and I wanna just let the sunshine in. We don't have any neighbors, so there's like really no reason to cover the windows, but I do think some kind of window treatment will just really finish it all off. Josh has so kindly volunteered to show me how to actually use a caulk gun so that I don't make a big fat mess.
Woo! Disaster.
It just like all started coming out everywhere. Holy moly.
To a fantastic start.
So you just pull the trigger and the caulk comes out.
That part I had.
But to stop it from flowing, you pull this back trigger on the back, and then it releases the spring and it stops the pressure from making it ooze out.
That was the part we missed.
It's so easy. I watched one video. I know how to do it. Guess I didn't do a very good job, eh? It's not gonna let me mess up his work.
Hopefully you can't hear Josh's tools outside, but if you can, sorry, it is definitely a project day in this house. The sewing went pretty quick. I was low-key terrified the entire time that the bobbin was gonna run out. I've had that happen a few times, so I always like tie it off every now and then just in case. But it looks really good. So I ordered this fluff on Amazon. Hopefully it's enough. It was about $50. I still feel like it was probably a better deal than trying to do the foam. We made custom cushions with foam when we lived in the van and built our van out. And they were expensive, so girls balling on a budget because I blew all my money on goats. Damn, they do not want me to get into this. Just let me have the fluff. I ordered 10 pounds of fluff, so I'm hoping that's enough and I have some left over just to become project fluff. As long as we have enough, because I will drive the hour to the project store rather than wait 3 more days for Amazon to deliver more. I ended up wanting to make a back cushion just to make it a little bit more comfortable, but she's perfect. Nice and cozy, comfy, which is just what I wanted. For this back cushion, I actually just cut the top off the duvet cover, so it was already sewed on 3 sides, and I just had to sew along the bottom. I did leave them both open for a couple days where I would sew them up to close them. I have a little bit more fluff, and I have a feeling they're gonna like pack down as we sit on them. So that way if I wanna add more, I don't have to like seam rip them or anything. But now I'm just using this extra paracord. This is what Josh used to hang the netting over the chicken coop to keep predators away. But we still have these little clips up here from where I took the blinds down. So I figure I could just hang the curtains on some string. Trying to stay resourceful and low budget on this project. And I think this is going to be perfect, and I have lots of extra fabric. I'm just trying to decide if I want to do the white or if I want to do the yellow. I'm kind of leaning towards the yellow just because there's a lot of the white going on down here. Switch it up a little bit, but I'm not sure if it will be too much with the yellow. I know you guys are just as excited as me for more painting. I'm so close to being done. I'm so tired of painting. Next room reno, if I suggest anything that involves painting, if you guys could remind me of this moment, please and thank you. This blue color is heckin' gorgeous though. Truly the perfect color. So proud of us since we literally did no swatches. We just sent it and we kind of nailed it. It is now officially time for, in my humble opinion, the absolute best part of any renovation, the finishing touches. I have a couple of things picked out that I know for sure I want to hang up. I thrifted this ages ago and I'm not really sure why. I've never really decorated with blue before. I just felt like I needed to have it. It was $3.99 at the Idaho Youth Ranch and I'm so excited to finally have the perfect spot for it. I also ordered this little custom recipe book. I got this on Etsy. I am so obsessed with how it turned out. We've really been enjoying cooking now that we have a bigger kitchen. So I wanted to have a place that we could start to write down our favorite recipes and hopefully one day pass this down. I just thought this was so sweet. And then this piece of art, my dad actually takes the coolest photos ever when he's out hunting and stuff. But these are yellow and blue wildflowers with an antler of some kind. And my parents gave this to me. And I feel like it has to go in the kitchen. These types of flowers are the ones I see every day out on my morning walks, and I think it's gonna be so cute. I also have this little print that I thrifted for $4.99 back in Idaho that I thought could go somewhere in here as well. But now we get to work. Will you tell me where this looks good though? Right there. Very precise measurements. Oh, cute. Anything that's gonna have stuff on it, Josh hangs because otherwise it will fall off the wall. I can't even begin to tell you how good it feels to have this project complete. I feel like I'm on a bit of a roll and I have already picked up the supplies and paint to start the laundry room. So I feel like while I've got the momentum, I ought to just keep going. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't because I am on a mission to renovate each room in this fixer-upper farmhouse one project at a time. And I'm honestly so excited to try out the little DIY stamp wallpaper because if it goes how it looks like it goes on Pinterest, I'm gonna be stamping the holding house.